Welsh ASMR 82. Hey, how you doing? I stumbled across a really cool website. It's called randomcity.net, and I've just been playing around with it all afternoon. So basically, I just press the blue button saying next random city, and it takes me all around the world. It's really fun. So we're looking here at St. Petersburg in Russia, and it seems to grab some photos from the net as well. St. Petersburg is definitely on my bucket list. Look how pretty that is. And the map itself is slightly zoomable, but just to an extent. I've done numerous videos on St. Petersburg before, and I've spoken about how close it is to Helsinki and Tallinn in Finland and Estonia. And I did a further video where I found out that it's the northernmost city that it's got the highest, largest population for a city that north. So it's the most populated, and I can't do two superlatives in a sentence. It's the heaviest populated city, northern city in the world. So there's no city as north as it with such a large population. I don't know if that makes sense, but yeah. This is a good few million people living in St. Petersburg. And in terms of being north, it's just... So it's much larger than Stockholm for population, I believe, and it's a tiny bit more northern than Stockholm. Oslo is about the same as it, but again, I think there may be a good few million people living in St. Petersburg, maybe up to 5. And there are only about 5 million people in Norway, so there's definitely not 5 million in Oslo. And Stockholm's maybe a million, maybe more, but I don't think so. So that is the first one. Should we check out some more together? Maybe if your city comes up, you should write me a comment and say hi from wherever you're living. Okay, next random city. Caracas in Venezuela. So we've gone to South America now. The very northern tip of Venezuela and South America is Caracas. And I remember I did a video a while back on some borders that surprised me around the world, and I remember Venezuela coming up because it is incredibly close to Trinidad. So Bonaire, Aruba are there. So Aruba is a Dutch overseas colony, I want to say, but maybe that's not the right term. Bonaire is the same for French. And what are these islands? was always quite shocked how close some of the countries were to it. Bridgetown, Christchurch. Doesn't say actually what this is. They are Puerto Rico's there. Okay, let's have a look. So these are the lovely pictures. I was talking to my Colombian friend, and I said, being on the equator, do you have seasons? And she said, not really, but she's from Barranquilla. Oh no, is it Barranquilla? Yes. And she said that you get a rainy season, in which they call winter, and then the rest of the time is always hot. I've known a couple of Colombians in my life, but I've never met someone from Venezuela. Okay, ready? Next one. Oh, that's so strange. That's, in all the time I've played with this, it's not done that. Same one twice. Okay, moving on. It'd be really funny if it went back to Caracas. San Francisco in the United States. You would, of course, recognize it for several reasons. One is the Golden Gate Bridge. I was watching a video this week about how it sings in high wind. Something to do with... I'm trying to think. Did they put something on the side of it? And now it just... for miles and miles around, even in the subway, I believe. If there is a subway, there must be a subway. Apparently people can still hear this really, really loud humming, and they've got loads of people trying to figure out how to stop it happening. And very famous high streets with the trams there. Probably been in like so many Hollywood movies. I love those houses at the bottom, although they always remind me of Mrs. Doubtfire and Ant-Man. And is Ant-Man in San Fran? I don't think it is. Oh no, what am I thinking of? Venom. So I've done a video on San Francisco, on California before, and I talked quite a lot about it, so check that out if you're from San Francisco or anywhere in California and you've not seen that video. It's me investigating all of the whole of the state. Los Angeles, Long Beach, San Diego, and then Tijuana. Okay, shout out to all my Californian subscribers. Hey everyone. Okay, next one. Panama City in Panama, Ciudad de Panama. Oh wow, look at that. It looks more like Hong Kong to me than Panama. So we've just gone from Venezuela, and again, this is Central America. Panama is on the border with Colombia and Costa Rica, and the capital city is Panama City, if I remember correctly. I've never heard of that. Ngube Boucle. What? cities are Changuinola, La Concepción, Pedregal, Santiago de Veraguas, Chitre, Veracruz, Chepo, Colón. Colón means Columbus, so I imagine there are quite a lot of places with that name in South America, Central America, not far from Nicaragua, El Salvador, Honduras, Belize, and of course Mexico. Okay, let's see where else we can find. I think I'm gonna go here, and then I won't be in the way so much of the city's name. Unless it's long. What are the chances? Another Californian state, Los Angeles. Los Angeles. So we just happened to look at that a second ago, didn't we? Yeah, so you got Long Beach, Santa Ana, San Clemente. And I remember in the video I was really not shocked, pleasantly surprised with all of the Hispanic names. San Bernardino, Esperia, Santa Clarita, Ventura, Santa Barbara, Los Angeles, San Clemente. So yeah, it's as a Spanish speaker, it's very nice to see all those names: Santiago, Escondido, Indio. Okay, next one. Oh, Manama in Bahrain. Now, Manama, is it the capital? I think it is. It's not going to let me get any closer. Manama, Dar Kulaib is just below it. Bahrain is a really small country, so that next to it here is the United Arab Emirates. Oh no, sorry, that's Qatar, and the UAE is here. Excuse me. So you can see people know Dubai and Abu Dhabi. Yes, the DH is a th, so it's Abu Dhabi, not Abu Dhabi. Abu Dhabi and Dubai. And people have viewed those places. Also, Saudi Arabia is the massive country here. Riyadh is the capital of Saudi Arabia. I'm always scared, just in case I get it wrong. And yeah, Bahrain is an island, but it looks like there's a bridge going across to it. It's not very far from Saudi Arabia. And just across the water is Iran. I've actually been to Qatar. We flew through Doha International Airport on the way to New Zealand. There was a slight stopover. The airport is quite impressive, as you'd imagine. But I think what really I found remarkable was that inside it's all air conditioned. I think we landed about midnight or one in the morning. We had to wait 3 or 4 hours, and there was, lots of different bars and foods and places you could go to kill the time. But when we got off the bus and we had to walk 5 steps into the terminal, the heat just was insane. I can't remember feeling anything like it, and it was 1 a.m. It was just crazy. What's that noise? I'm gonna pause for a second. I have no idea what that noise was. Anyway, I've been forgetting to look at the pictures, so it's your sort of typical ultra-modern Middle Eastern oil-based city, by the looks of it. Very pretty. Lots of really nice architecture. Bright. Lots of tall buildings, skyscrapers. Nice. Okay. Chisinau. I wonder how long I can play this and not come back to the same places, because I played this earlier and Chisinau came up as one of the first. So I just wonder if it's a coincidence, but if there are that many places in the world, surely the same one shouldn't come up again and again. Anyway, Moldova. Moldova is next to Romania and the Ukraine. And as you can see, I mean, that's a beautiful, beautiful picture. Thank you, Sasha. Pleshko. It's more artsy, but you can see from that the contrast from, looking at Bahrain to looking at Moldova. It's a very poor country. Beautiful. Very poor. So it's in Eastern Europe and it's quite a small country, like I said, next to Romania and the Ukraine. They would speak Romanian and Russian and some Ukrainian. So nearly cut off from the sea, but you can see near Odessa in the Ukraine there is what looks to be a border by a delta. It's almost like it's a couple of meters from the water. So maybe Moldova doesn't have a border with the sea. And then down there is Bulgaria. Oh yeah, that's Romania first and then Bulgaria. And then Turkey. So Chisinau is the capital. It's in the center of the city. Some people may have heard of Tiraspol, which is over here, because they had a good football team a couple of years ago. And then you've also got Gaul, Comrat, Bender, Orhei, Bulc, Edinets, Mochliv, Podilski, Soroka. So I was super confused. My Romanian friend told me that she is from Moldova, and then I found out from another Romanian friend that she's from Iași, and you can see Iași is here in Romania. So I was super confused. Why would you say you're from Moldova? But the part of Romania that she is from, Iași, is in a part called Moldova. There's a historical reason for this. So she's from Romania, but the part of Romania which is called Moldova, not the separate country which is called Moldova. Confused. Okay, let's go somewhere else then. Ljubljana. I have been to Ljubljana. It is absolutely beautiful. I remember this bridge as well. Our hotel wasn't far away. The buildings are stunning. Absolutely stunning. If you ever get the chance to go, it is a wonderful place to go. People speak very good English. I've been up to that castle as well. areas of Austria. And the cuisine is a mix of all the sort of local areas as well. So it's a little bit Italian, a little bit Austrian, a little bit sort of Turkish. I went to this amazing restaurant, Sarajevo, something or other, 84 maybe, and it was just meat and bread. It was insane. And this other restaurant we went to, they served us steaks, and basically again just steaks and bread. And I realised about halfway through the meal, after this amazing steak, it was called colt, and I didn't realise that meant horse. So it was a horse steak, but my word, it was just amazing. So Ljubljana, here in the centre of Slovenia. Maribor is another big city, and you can see it's very, very close to Italy. Here's the border with the northern part of Italy. I think vaguely maybe Italy, maybe some of this was Italy, and the borders were redesigned after the Second World War, and some went to Slovenia. I might be making that up, I'm not sure. And then that's Austria, so Petersburg, Graz, Klagenfurt am Wörthersee, Spital an der Drau, Villach, and then that's Hungary, Szombathely, Nagykanisa, and that's Croatia, Zagreb, Rijeka. So yeah, it's really in the middle of a number of different countries, and a sort of halfway, well, it's in the middle of the Slavic nations, the Germanic nations, and the Roman tribes. So it's a real mishmash of different cuisines and architecture, and yeah, the people are lovely and the place is great, not expensive, highly recommend it. And that is Slovenia, just for you to have a little look again. Smack bang in the middle of Europe, really. Okay. Boston, we're heading back to the US. Now, Boston is one of those places I always get mixed up with about 3 other places: Chicago, Boston, and what's the other one? Detroit. I always just get confused about. Boston, of course, is on the coast, and it's not a million miles away from New York. It's on a map to a Brit, having no idea of distance in the States. We know this, you've seen my videos in the US. Let's have a little look. I know that Boston is an absolutely massive city. Oh wow, how pretty. And one of my best friends has been to Boston and says that she thought it's one of the best places she's ever been, and went there on the same trip as New York City, and way preferred it. Sorry if you're from New York, no offense, but really preferred visiting there compared to the busyness, especially with young kids, of New York City. So Boston too is somewhere I would really like to go based on that recommendation. Lots of noise this evening. I think the farmers are out in their fields. So Boston is in Massachusetts. Massachusetts, yes, that's the state. I think is somewhere completely different. And it's got Newport, New Bedford, yeah, lots of British place names. And it's just south of... Oh, big truck coming. I'm having to pause all the time because cars going past. Yeah, what was I? So that's New York State, that's New Jersey, Delaware, and then that is, I know this, Philadelphia's there. Is that, oh god, I had it earlier on. Pennsylvania, yes. Pennsylvania. Do you pronounce it Worcester? Because that place name in Britain is pronounced Worcester, which makes no sense, and I know it's stupid. Okay. Oh wow. Is it Malay in the Maldives? I don't think Zoom is going to help us with this. It's so small. Yeah, even when we zoom in, we still can't see it. That's how small this place is. My sister's been to the Maldives twice and says it's one of the nicest places she's ever been. And of course, quite famously, it won't exist if global warming continues. I think it's maybe got 50 years left, I'm not sure. Look how densely packed and populated it is in that island. I think when you go there you have to pay a fee for repatriation for when the islands disappear. It's very sad. If you don't know where it is, by the way, it's just south of India. So it's in the Indian Ocean, not far from Sri Lanka. Yeah, basically middle of nowhere. Desert island vibes. Yerevan in Armenia. Armenia is sort of Asia, but often gets grouped in with Europe. It's really on the borderline between both. Basically, these mountains here are the Ural Mountains, and anything to the left-hand side of them is considered Europe, because that was maybe the continent before it crashed into the Asian continent. So that part of Russia is considered to be European Russia. Kazakhstan technically is like 25% in it. So they used to play football in the Asian qualifiers, but now they play in Europe because 25% of their countries in Europe. And therefore Georgia, Azerbaijan, Armenia and Turkey can also technically qualify in the European qualifiers rather than the Asian ones, and that is why. Who decided that Iran and Syria are Asia, but Georgia and Armenia are, and Turkey are Europe is, I don't know. But yeah, lots of Turkish people often correct me and say, no, we're in Asia. Yes, I know you are, but I think that little bit of land there means that you're eligible to be considered European. And I think, I don't know, it'd be really strange if Iran started playing against, Germany. Oh good, there's a cat now making lots of noise. The life of an ASMRist. So Yerevan, the pictures speak for themselves. I've got a very good friend living in Yerevan, actually. You can see Mount Ararat in the background, which is actually in Turkey, nowadays Turkey. So it's here, Mount Ararat, but it's so big, 5,137 meters tall, that wherever you look from in Yerevan, you can see it. It's huge. really want to go to Armenia. I speak a tiny bit of Armenia. I did a video a couple of years ago. I've not kept it up, so I've forgotten loads, but yeah, cool language. So that is Armenia. Okay, let's do one more. Oh my god, the cats. So you've had trucks, maybe a plane. Now we got 2 fighting cats. I'm gonna pause. Okay, I'm gonna stop after one more. Nicosia. I was looking at Cyprus this week, yesterday, the day before, because I was looking at their football teams. I will have to do a video on Cyprus. It's a very curious geographical place, considering it's just an island. Part of it is to do with the fact that half of it is Greek speaking, the other half is Turkish speaking, and that issue. This is Nicosia that we're looking at. Is Nicosia the capital? I think it might be. Larnaca, Limassol, Paphos, Famagusta, Protaras, Pergamos. Korinia, Kyrenia, Selvilitepe. And Cyprus is just south of Turkey, just to the east of Greece, but actually very close to Israel, Lebanon, Syria. And it's part of the European Union, and they use the euro there, I believe. So it's very keen on being seen as a European country. Very, very popular with British tourists because of the weather. The closest I've been to that, I've been to Rhodes. I think Rhodes is Heraklion. Is Rhodes here? Is that Rhodes? Rhodos. Yes, I've been there. So that's the closest I've been. You can't. There we are. It's just not far away. I've never been to Turkey, but that's the only place I've been in Greece. And it was too hot for me. I am a little Welsh, fair-skinned boy. It was about 40 degrees. I don't know why we decided to go in August of all months. And I basically just couldn't stop sweating. It was awful. I'd sneeze and I just have to have a shower because I just sweat. It's awful, awful, awful. I do not deal with heat at all, everyone. Happily, I'm back in Wales, so we don't have to worry about heat. Even this week, it's been lovely, but about 17 degrees, blue skies, but just very pleasant heat. Yeah, so that's me in Wales. Well, drop me a comment. Sorry about all of the stops and starts. I hope it doesn't transfer to the video, and that you have a seamless, enjoyable time. I hope you enjoyed this new website that I found. Let me know if you want me to do a little bit more. I'd quite like to explore it further. Okay, everyone, take care. Have a really good rest or sleep, and we'll speak soon, okay? Alright, take care, everyone.